Good morning, everyone. Today we'll be doing another Modern Cube draft. Now, I don't know what I should take here. I'm hoping to have this video out for the bonus video for Tron, but if it's not done by then, it'll just be its own video on a different day. I think I'm gonna start... Compulsive Research is really good, but I think I'm gonna start Pestermite. I think Pestermite, Mindstone, probably some of the better picks. Pestermite at least is like, hey, there's no blue coming around this direction. So, we're gonna try that. I heard counter spells are really good in this format, so I kind of want to take Disallow, even though it is a 3-mana counter spell. We also cut blue extremely hard, even though we're passing a Prismatic Vista and a Mana Confluence. There are no other blue cards in this pack, other than, I guess, Breeding Pool, technically, but take a Disallow. Okay. So in this pack, we've got Immortal Sun, Mystic Snake, Metamorph, I guess Verdant Catacombs, depending on what we want to splash. Kind of want to take Mystic Snake. And just do, like, flash counter shenanigans. I think that would be fun. Thoughtseizes. Wants me to take the Thoughtseizes. I mean, blue-black attrition is really good. I played against it once and it was utterly brutal. There's also a Gadwick the Wizened, who is a draw spell in addition to, like, a value engine, kind of. Sure, we'll take the Thoughtseize. I might be Simic, I might be Dimir, I might be Izzet, I might be some combination of those things. We'll see. I need to get this coffee in me. I'm not awake yet. Alright. Opta's kind of low value to take. I mean, it works, and it's fine. Seachrome Coast, not really fixing for us. Bone Crusher Giant is a pretty good card. It's a instant speed burn spell and a threat later, which I kind of like. Yeah, I'm going to take the Giant. So we got 3 different ways we could take this deck. Well, sorry for the frequent yawning. There's a Forked Bolt, which kind of fits into the Izzet tempo burn strategy. Sower of Temptation, Siege Gang Commander, good top end. Sower of Temptation being a threat and a creature is kind of nice. Search for Escanta might be a little bit slow, but it's still decent. I think I take the Forked Bolt. Alright. If we're doing blue-red, Delver actually might be good. I like Teferi, Master of Time. I think he's a great card, especially in a format like this. But I think I'm going to take the Delver. Let's try and do, like, Izzet tempo. Maybe Grixis tempo. Or Teamer tempo. Alright, there's a Fatal Push. Alternatively, a Dragon Skull Summit. I think I take the Fatal Push over the fixing here, because we'd rather have like a Blood Crypt or a Watery Grave that could come in untapped on turn 1. Not that this is bad. If it was a blue-red duel, I would take it over Push. So what are we looking for? We're looking for more threats and 2-mana counterspells. And then finally Burn. Fixing is somewhere in that list, too. I know I didn't say it, but it is. Alright. Sword of War and Peace or an Avalanche Riders. I guess we take the Sword. Hazard the Fervent, Mana Confluence, or Blackcleave Cliffs. I think I take Blackcleave Cliffs. Well, yeah, we'll take Mana Confluence. We are 3 colors, it's untapped, it's important. We have no 2-drops. Roast is like okay. I think I take PN Kieran though. Kind of lacking on the creature front. Borders is an okay removal spell / eventual board wipe. We're not playing any of those. Siege Gang Commander is fine. And Honor of the Pure in the sideboard. Okay. Pack 2. What do we got? There's no fixing for us in this pack. There's a Mull Drifter, Shivan Fire, Bedlam Reveler. Reveler is good if we have a lot more removal spells. Also Atris, Oracle of Half-Truths, who is both a creature and a card advantage spell. I think we take Shivan Fire, though. I like having access to tons of removal. Although Mull Drifter is pretty good. I think with the Delver, I'm going to take... we're going to take the Mull Drifter. Mull Drifter is... I usually underrate Mull Drifter. It's a card that's pretty decent. Censor is the kind of card this deck wants, so is Blood Crypt, and Ashiok Nightmare Muse would put us more in the control-y realm. Keranos, God of Storms is pretty fantastic. I think I'm going to take the fixing here because we have Fatal Push and Thoughtseize. Something from that pack is going to come around for us because there were so many things in Grixis. Okay. Kolagon's Command's fantastic. Murderous Rider would be playable if we could get to double black. Urza might be good, even though we're not artifact focused. Searing Blaze is decent removal, but I think we gotta go Scalding Tarn and get an island or a Blood Crypt. That's pretty important for our mana. Alright, Shieldbreaker's somewhat playable. Kroxa seems fun. You can definitely do like a red-black attrition deck. Yeah, we'll take Kroxa. Reflecting Pool is good because we have Mana Confluence and a bunch of fixing already. Not really a Luca deck. Glorybringer is nice. It's really good top end. Both an answer and a threat. I think I take Glorybringer. We're going to be like base red, which means we're probably not playing Disallow. Also, I am aware I passed Kiki-Jiki this pack and I have a Pestermite. And I'm base red, so like, yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. I don't remember what I took over it, but I saw it. And it only just now registered, which should tell you how tired I am right now. Okay, all of these are kind of hard for us to do. I'll take Chandra, Acolyte of Flame. I think she's got the most value for us. Just making some tokens and attacking is probably decent, and flashing back like a Thoughtseize or removal spell. Okay. Swiftspear is good for like a Delver deck, but so it was Char and Lava Claw Reaches. I would even take Phyrexian Arena or Phyrexian Revoker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We should get one more card from this pack, and hopefully it's one of these four. We're going to take Swiftspear. If we're trying to play tempo, Swiftspear and Delver are best friends. We do need a few more instants and sorceries to really make Delver work, though. Indatha Triome does not really fix for us. Harbinger of the Tides is, I guess, a decent creature. We can unsummon a tapped creature. Or if we want to stay aggressive, we can play On-Crop Crasher. I think the double blue is going to be hard, so I'm going to take the On-Crop Crasher over Harbinger of the Tides. If I had a lot more blue, I think the other would be better. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4... like 4 good playable spells for this Bedlam Reveler. I want to take Shivan Fire, but I think I'm going to take Bedlam Reveler, and in pack 3 I'm going to focus on picking every red instant and sorcery we can find. Hey, Kiki-Jiki came around. I'll take Kiki-Jiki. Searing Blaze is decent removal. I know War Boss was there, and War Boss can win games by itself. Probably should have taken War Boss, actually, now that I think about it. Oh well. Erebos in the sideboard. I am going to take a Reflecting Pool. And Perforos, I guess, to the sideboard. Inverter of Truth to the sideboard. Alright, pack 3. Lightning Bolts, please. I think today is a 2 coffee day. Okay. I want to take Lightning Strike. I think Time Warp would be good as well. But I think the most powerful card in this pack for us is Condescend, because we have no 2-mana counter spells right now. So, Condescend it is. Like I said, I'm probably not actually playing Disallow, because double blue is going to be hard. Exquisite Firecraft is okay. Looter is fine. Glint Sleeve Siphoner is fine. I'm going to take Steam Vents. We don't have a fetch land that gets Steam Vents that, you know, isn't already blue, but making our mana easier is better. Who knows, we might actually yet be able to run Disallow. Okay. Terramander is the most tempo card. Doomblade or Murderous Cut is decent removal. I think Terramander will probably come around. I think I take Doomblade here. Cut's fine, but I don't really think I can play this as a Delve card right now. If it comes around, I'll end up taking it, but... Oh boy, a Soulscar Mage. And a Dungeon Geists. Dungeon Geists is kind of underrated and limited, I think. I think I take Soulscar Mage simply because it's another really early, fast threat. If Dungeon Geists come around and we've actually got enough fixing to play double blue, then sure. In addition to all of our other shenanigans, I mean. 2 fetch lands, one of which hits Blood Crypt, and that's it. So I'm not going to take that. I guess I could take Storm's Wrath. for sideboard shenanigans. It might be better to just take Karizev and be aggro, though. Yeah, I think I take Karizev. I don't think we have enough instants and sorceries for Thing in the Ice. Mind Shatter is too heavy black. Collective Defiance, while good, I think is a little bit late on the curve. And Pyrite Spellbomb's not an instant or sorcery, so we'll take Eidolon. Eidolon is going to be a little bit tricky because our mana base is extremely painful. Alright. I would not mind Magmatic Sinkhole. Sword of Fire and Ice is also fantastic. I think at this point, though, I just take Goblin Guide. Yeah. Kind of ended up in a mono-red-ish deck, even when I didn't intend to be. I want to take Banefire here, because I do need more instants and sorceries for Delver. Banefire is also semi-decent removal. I actually think we're kind of fine splashing Fatal Push Thoughtseize and Doomblade. Kroxa is a little more questionable because it is double black to actually escape it. I think Pianalar is probably the way to go. At least has a front half that's like somewhat relevant sometimes. Earthshaker Kenra. Yep. Sorry, everybody. I didn't mean to draft mono red. I was trying to draft like a Grixis Tempo Shell. Terramander, Finale of Promise, or Terror of the Peaks. Honestly, with as heavy red as we are, I think Terror of the Peaks. This card's very good. If we had more like Lightning Bolts and Lightning Strikes, I would go Terramander, but we don't. Yeah, definitely not running Disallow. I guess I take Expansion Explosion. Probably not running that either. We don't even have like, we can't even like 3 mana, you know, copy Lightning Bolt kind of a thing. Charming Prince to the sideboard. Ink Eyes for the meme. And the last pick force is Adanto Vanguard. Okay. Alright. Group creatures separately. Let's take a look at the dumpster fire we're trying to play. Okay, well, this sucks because we have 1, 2, 3, 4 blue spells. I guess technically 5. I could just cut those, and we would cut a reasonable number of creatures and Condescend, and we would just be playing like black-red. We'd have a fetch land, a black-red duel, a mana confluence, and a reflecting pool. And the only time reflecting pool is bad is if we're in a hand with only reflecting pool. Yep, I think I cut blue. We'll cut Expansion, and I'll cut Sword of War and Peace. Sword of War and Peace can be sideboard versus another aggressive deck, because it makes them lose life faster, and it makes us gain life. In theory, anyway. Alright. So, Scalding Tarn, Blood Crypt, Reflecting Pool, Mana Confluence. Sort by converted mana cost, add basics. Combine groups. Alright. Not what I wanted to be, but I guess it's fine. Alright. I'll see you guys in round 1. Okay, round 1. Here we go. We got a 1, a 2, a 3, and a Planeswalker follow-up. So, yeah, we'll keep Reflecting Pool just a mountain here. Okay, opponent starts Plains. They did mulligan. Bone Crusher Giant is an excellent top deck, as it gives us something to do on turn 2 and turn 3, and we can save our creatures can't block creatures for later. Okay, I'm just going to play a mountain here. Go to combat and attack. Yeah, at this point I'm actually just going to stomp my opponent's face. I realized our only other 2-drop had haste, and I should have played it if that was the plan. Okay, we draw Karizev. So this turn, play a Swamp. We're probably going to cast Bone Crusher Giant, so go ahead and attack for 1. Okay, when it goes to 15, they're going to make us sack it and get a 1/1. Okay. Play Bone Crusher Giant, pass the turn. Next turn we can play Karizev and Earthshaker Kenra. One plays a Plains into a Luminous Broodmoth. Do we want to play On-Crop Crasher to say Luminous Broodmoth can't block? I actually think we do. Okay, Scalding Tarn. Now let's go ahead and On-Crop Crasher. Scalding Tarn will get Blood Crypt tapped because we don't need mana this turn. Go to combat, attack our opponent, exert On-Crop Crasher, Luminous Broodmoth, no blocking. Okay, opponent chumps the 4/3, takes 3, goes to 13. Next turn we can play Chandra and a creature, but our opponent gets to pick from our hand first. If I was them, I would probably actually take Earthshaker Kenra, so that I would be able to block with the Tidehollow Sculler just to slow my opponent down, but I guess it's just going to be whatever they're most afraid of. It probably depends on what removal they have in hand. If this is a difficult choice, that may not be a good hand that they have there. Okay, they take Chandra. They play a Plains. And Luris. Attack us for 3. Okay. So we untap, we draw Eidolon. Play Reflecting Pool. Play Earthshaker Kenra. We'll say Tidehollow Sculler can't block. Go to combat. Attack. Okay, opponent trades. Oh, shoot. They get back Luris. I completely forgot that this had the reanimation ability tacked onto it. Alright. Well, play Eidolon, pass the turn. Okay, opponent attacks for 3. No blocks. They play a Hangerback Walker X2. We untap and draw PNLR. So go to combat. Attack with everybody. Say Broodmoth can't block. They trade off Hangerback Walker. This is bad because they have Luris and we have no way to deal with that. Because they can just keep recasting. And we have to take damage from our own Eidolon. Yeah, our cards have not lined up very well, and I think I've made very poor decisions. I should have drank my second coffee before starting this. I mean, if I was my opponent, I would probably just recast Hangerback. Yeah, I'm just gonna go to game 2. Let's try that with a little less suck. Do we have any adjustments we make for aggro? Like a mono-white type aggro? I guess War and Peace is good here. And it's probably better than Kiki Jiki, actually. Try it like this. I would love to play first. We can't cast Kroxa with this hand. We do have a 1-drop. We can probably do better on 6. This would be better, I think, if it was a mountain. Go to 5. Alright. We'll put back that, and we're going to start off with a hand that has no tempo. It's the exact opposite of what we want. However, I mean, we have some pretty decent power, we just have to get to it without our opponent disrupting our hand with, like, Tidehollow Sculler as an example. So we're going to play Blood Crypt tapped, because we're not doing anything for a while. When it gets a Temple Garden, they play a Swamp. Here comes the Sculler. Oh, okay, never mind, it's a Hangerback Walker. We draw a mountain, pass the turn. Opponent plays a Plains, plays a Porcelain Legionnaire, passes, leaves up Hangerback Walker activation. We draw a Forked Bolt. It's a nice way to kill Porcelain Legionnaire. So, play Pia and Karen Nalar. Opponent ticks up Hangerback. Opponent attacks for 3. No blocks. Okay, Fairgrounds Warden on a token. Interesting. Okay. We draw Reflecting Pool, so play Reflecting Pool. Hopefully they don't have removal now. Pass the turn. Opponent ticks up the Hangerback. We want to draw any creature with a decent power that can kill something our opponent has. The good news is we can cast basically anything we can top deck. Opponent attacks for 3, sure, no blocks. Take 3, go to 14. Opponent plays an Eidolon of Obstruction. Okay. That is a lot of first strike. So let's Forked Bolt. Kill these two. Killing 2 creatures for 1 red is pretty nice. Go to combat, and we'll attack for 6 in the air. Take our opponent to 11. If our opponent plays like a 4-drop that's scary like Broodmoth, we could sack our Thopter to just deal damage, and then push to kill the 4-drop. Okay, opponent attacks us for 3, no blocks. Take 3, go to 11. Lingering Souls. Yeah, I'm actually going to shoot down the spirit and push the other one, because I want to keep getting in damage. Doomblade is nice. Hit our opponent for 5. We'll leave up Doomblade. Opponent goes to 6. Opponent goes to combat. Attacks for 3. I do not want to lose Pia and Kieran, because I think my opponent has Edict. I think they played an Edict in game 1 anyway. They change their mind, they don't attack. They play Baneslayer. Alright, delete Baneslayer. Untap. Any creature is lethal. That's lethal, go to combat. Attack our opponent. They can't block. Play Pianalar. Shoot our opponent. Yeah, cool. Alright, so even though we kept a hand that really did nothing for a very long time, Terror of the Peaks basically single-handedly won us that game. Okay. Now we have a Fatal Push and a Kroxa. If we had 2 lands, I'd say sure, but I think we gotta mulligan this. You know what? We've got a 2, a 3, and a 4, and 4 lands, so I'm gonna keep this. Best top deck would be like Swift Spear, I think. Soulscar would be shortly after. Swamp isn't terrible, and make sure that we can cast our upcoming cards. Okay, opponent plays a Hangerback on 1, which I think we just stomped now. They get a Thopter out of the deal, but they can't keep making that bigger or get more Thopters later. Okay, opponent plays a Swamp into a Porcelain Legionnaire. Take 1, 19. We draw Soulscar Mage, play a Mountain, play Bone Crusher, pass the turn. Soulscar Mage is a little late. Unless my opponent has removal, they might keep Porcelain Legionnaire back on defense, unless they're really confident with their hand they can race. Okay. No blocks. Opponent plays a Westvale Abbey into a Charming Prince. Okay, so they're going to blink Porcelain Legionnaire just to maintain a blocker as well. And that's somewhat reasonable. Draw a Mountain, play a Mountain, play Pia and Kieran, aka Mom and Pop's one-stop Thopter shop, and pass the turn. I think Pleasant Kenobi said that originally, and I like it. So, if we can, we need to keep our opponent off of getting 5 creatures ever, because if they were to flip that Westvale Abbey, I think we would lose on the spot, because we have absolutely no way to kill an Ormadal, who I believe has Indestructible. Okay. Opponent passes. We untap. Draw Glorybringer. So, play a Mountain. Play Glorybringer. Go to combat. Exert Glorybringer. Attack with Thopters and attack with Bone Crusher. Kill Porcelain Legionnaire. Opponent's going to make us sack a creature and get a 1/1 flying spirit, and we'll sack a Thopter. They're going to double block the Bone Crusher and trade off with a Thopter. They'll take 4. Alright. Okay, opponent plays a Fairgrounds Warden, taking our Glorybringer from us. They're going to crack Verdant Catacombs, get a Temple Garden. And play in Honor of the Pure. Draw Searing Blaze. So, play Soulscar Mage, play a land, go to combat, attack for 2. Okay. Searing Blaze. Opponent should be running low on cards. They would need a Wrath to get back in the game. And I don't think they have a Wrath. They play a Plains and cast an Anthem. We're currently representing 7 damage. Go to combat. Attack with everybody. Blood Crypt tapped. Pass the turn. Wrath or bust. Alright, Timely Reinforcements isn't bad. Especially when your soldier tokens are 3/3s. So I think what we do here is go to combat, attack. Do we exert? I don't think we do, actually. I think we just attack. Oh, I should have exerted because they have Spear of Heliod. Play Croxa. I'm just going to go down to 2. I forgot that Spear has the, like, revenge effect. So they can do that to kill our Glorybringer. But they're still at 2 life, which means they can't really be aggressive. And if they kill a creature here, we can just reanimate Croxa. So yeah, we literally just attack, and if they kill a creature by blocking, which they should, or they'll die, we just reanimate Croxa and win. I'm going to block with the Soulscar Mage. Is it 5? Okay, it is 5. So unless their last card in hand is Grave Hate. Alright, let's get them with the Croxa. Nice. Alright, we get there. I'm going to take a quick break and pour myself another coffee, and then I will be right back. Alrighty, round 2, here we go. I'll play first. It's not the most amazing hand in the world, but decent 1-drop and some removal is fine. So, start Mountain, play Soulscar. We also have both colors of mana. Pass the turn. Okay. Opponent passes, and we draw Searing Blaze. So we're going to play Scalding Tarn, so we can Searing Blaze on our opponent's turn. / Doomblade on our opponent's turn. Hit them for 1, and pass. Okay, opponent plays a Search for Iskanta. So we're going to fetch up a Blood Crypt tapped. Get an Earthshaker Kenra. Play it. Say itself can't block this turn. And attack for 3. Okay, opponent kills Soulscar Mage. A little bit unfortunate. Play Swift Spear. I think I'm going to save Mountain for the option of Searing Blaze. We do have 5 cost cards in the deck, but we're at least 2 turns away from playing them anyway. So, attack for 3. Leave up Doomblade, and I guess Searing Blaze for 1. Opponent plays an island. We're going to return Soulscar Mage. So they exile it and get a zombie, which we can't Doomblade. So we untap. We draw Forked Bolt. So I'm going to Mizium Mortars to kill the zombie, which feels like a little bit of a waste. I could Forked Bolt their face this turn to bring our damage total from 4 to 7. Then they would be at 6. And Searing Blaze probably be lethal if they played anything. Yeah, I think I'm just going to do that to get the damage in now while they're tapped out. The nice thing about editing videos the way that I do is I can hit the mute button to sneeze, and you guys don't have to hear it or see it. Okay, when it goes to 6, so we'll hold this Mountain just to have the full damage Searing Blaze. Opponent plays a Swamp. Plays a Ravenous Chupacabra, taking out Monastery Swiftspear. Alright, well this puts them into 1 point from death. And dead. So we'll go ahead and Searing Blaze. I mean, I guess that as long as they don't have Fatal Push. Go to combat. Attack for 2. And stomp their face, because they have the Oko icon. Alright. Any adjustments for blue-black control? Probably dropping Doomblade for Expansion Explosion. Because I have a real doubt that Doomblade will hit and kill anything. Our opponent played 1 creature token and 1 creature, both of which were black. And judging on that alone is why I say Doomblade's probably bad. Swiftspear is a nice opener, but this is really dependent on what we draw. I think I'm going to mulligan just because the odds that we have a hand that does something faster is pretty high. Okay, I will keep this. I think I put back... I probably should put back like Kroxa or Chandra, but I'm going to put back Pia and Kiran Nalaar. Yeah. Okay, opponent starts Misty Rainforest. Draw Eidolon of the Great Revel. So we'll start Blood Crypt tapped. Pass the turn. I think we're going to wait to cast Kroxa until later. Okay, opponent plays an island. We untap. Play a mountain. And I think we start Karizev. It's a little bit more damage by attacking, but it plays worse into removal than Eidolon does, because Eidolon would guarantee a little bit of damage. If you're playing mono-red in Limited or Constructed, and you're playing Eidolon of the Great Revel, you need to be really careful about your sequence of plays, because Eidolon is threatening to you as well as your opponent. So, we have nothing with haste, so we're going to just go ahead and play a land and then attack. See what, if anything, our opponent does or has. Okay, we hit our opponent for a total of 3, down to 16. And now we're going to play Soulscar Mage. And I think now is the time for Eidolon. Pass the turn. Welcome back, Eidolon of the Great Revel. Deputy of the Fun Police. The sheriff being Thalia. Oh man, I drafted a red-white deck, and I think it was Legacy Cube or Vintage Cube, where I had both of those cards, and the deck was just unnecessarily brutal. Like half the time it was like, Eidolon, stop, he's already dead. Alright, opponent plays a Whirler Rogue. Get some tokens. We untap. Draw Mana Confluence. So... I think we attack with Karizev. Our opponent could triple block Karizev to kill her. We would at least sneak in 2 damage that way. Alternatively, if we play Chandra and make tokens, we can attack with Soulscar, Karizev, and the tokens. I kind of like that. We do take a little bit of damage, but I'm okay with this. Alright. I'm on the borderline of having to sneeze again, and it's horrible. Alright, go to combat. Attack, 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 attack. Make a token. That's a really interesting choice of blocks. So opponent is still going to take 2 damage. You're trading off a token with a completely temporary token, though. Okay. Don't know that I agree with that. Honestly, if I were my opponent, I would have triple blocked Karizev. But I also don't know what they're holding. I guess if they have a Wrath, that play kind of makes sense. They play a Spellskite, they take damage. So, like, Searing Blaze I think would be kind of nice. Fatal Push would be good. Opponent Collective Brutality. They're going to kill Soulscar Mage and not Eidolon. And I think they drained us for some life. We untap. We draw a mountain. So let's go ahead and Kroxa. Get rid of their last card in hand. We'll take some damage for this. Opponent has to discard Path to Extinction. Or Eat to Extinction. I don't know why I said Path. Okay, play Mana Confluence. Go to combat. Oh, shoot. Well, I forgot to make tokens. My bad. Attack with Karizev, because they can't kill her. Opponent chumps the token, takes 1. Okay, we'll, I guess put a loyalty counter on Chandra. Pass the turn. Opponent draws. Ravenous Chupacabra, taking out Karizev. Okay. I'm attacking Chandra with Whirler Rogue. I think I'm actually fine with this. We do want to escape Kroxa and soon. So if Chandra ends up dying, that's not too big of a deal. Banefire is good. If I play a mountain, I can Banefire down their Spellskite. So let's play a without using Mana Confluence. Yeah, I'm not even going to give them the option of redirecting here. Okay. Kill Spellskite. Go to combat. Attack with everybody. Okay, opponent blocks a token. So that likely means they're going to attack with both creatures at Chandra this turn to kill her. Unless, of course, they draw a better line than that. They go to combat. They attack Chandra and attack Chandra. They change their mind. They attack us. No, they attack Chandra. Chandra's gotta die. So down goes Chandra. We untap and draw Kiki Jiki. I mean, that seems like fun. Go to combat. Yeah, we'll just attack for 4. Making a token copy there was effectively the same thing. So, I guess the only way that that doesn't work is if my opponent has a destroy target tapped creature. No, that still does the same thing. So we're looking for like a hasty creature we can clone with Kiki. Which isn't that, but... Okay, we'll go ahead and clone Eidolon. Go to combat. We're just going to attack with the clone. Keeping an Eidolon around when my opponent is at such a low life total is actually kind of nice. Okay, opponent trades a real creature for a fake one. We untap and draw Swift Spear. So play Swift Spear, take some damage. Duplicate Eidolon. Go to combat. We'll attack with everybody, and then unearth Kroxa with whatever they kill. Which I think at this point has to be the real Eidolon. They're going to go to 1, and depending on what they discard, obviously they may die to Kroxa, but we do have a temporary Eidolon, so they can't, like, counterspell it. Honestly, Kroxa most of the time just appears to be like a reverse smiting helix, where it's 2 mana 3 damage and then 4 mana 3 damage. You know, without the life gain, that is. Alright, opponent discards negate. They gotta have a Wrath or Bust. I guess I probably should have kept Monastery Swiftspear in hand just in case my opponent did have a Wrath. Because it didn't really change the clock and just could have been backup, but didn't matter. I'll see you guys in round 3. Alright, round 3, here we go. We'll play first. Kind of an expensive hand and not capable of casting either of our 2-drops, so I think I have to mulligan. This, on the other hand, is not that bad. I think I am going to put back Kiki, though. Kiki is quite good, but can't clone himself, and we have a Karizev here. As well. Not to mention, I think Glorybringer is better on the average draw for this deck on 5. So we're going to go ahead and start Blood Crypt tapped. Pass the turn. Opponent also starts Blood Crypt tapped. Well, we untap and we draw Bedlam Reveler. which we may never cast, tragically. Play Karizev, pass the turn. Opponent has a Dragon Skull Summit. Bitter Blossom, oh boy. Opponent's voluntarily losing life. We draw Soul Scar Mage, so play a Swamp, play Soul Scar Mage, go to combat, and attack for 3. Oh, also, I am sorry about the mouse clicks. I know I mentioned this in a previous video. I'm still working on that. The mouse that I bought that was like, oh yes, basically doesn't make any noise, it's like guaranteed, is actually just as loud as this mouse. So, like, I think I wasted a little bit of money there, but what can you do? Opponent discards Engineered Explosives. Interesting. As well as a tap land. And they appear to be Mardu. Okay, we untap. Searing Blaze would be excellent. Mountain is kind of okay. Play a Mountain. If my opponent triple blocks Karizev, she dies. I think we still attack with her. If that's the case, we're going to first strike down the Fairy Rogue, because it's the creature with flying that could block a Glorybringer as an example. Okay. Opponent does see the line. Take out the Fairy Rogue. Deal 2 damage to our opponent. Lose our token. And pass the turn. Okay, opponent loses a life, makes a Fairy. Goes to combat. Attacks for 2. No blocks. Take 2, go to 18. They play a Field of Ruin, and play Nahiri the Harbinger. Loot with Nahiri. I guess that's technically an answer for our own Bitter Blossom, too. They loot away Pack Rat. We draw Eidolon. Play Mana Confluence. We basically have to play Glorybringer this turn, and I think we have to exert to get in some damage on, I think we actually have to attack Nahiri as well. So we'll play Glorybringer, go to combat, attack Nahiri, and exert, attack Nahiri, kill the token. So now if my opponent doesn't block, the only thing they can do is uptick. So now they can downtick to kill Glorybringer at the cost of Nahiri, but I don't know why they would do that when they're still getting tokens at the moment. Okay. Opponent discards a Phyrexian Arena, plays a Mountain. They play their own Glorybringer. That is a big problem. Their Glorybringer can kill our Glorybringer. They attack us for 6. Oh, they kill Soulscar Mage. They're planning on downticking Nahiri to kill Glorybringer then. Or they have another answer in hand. We draw a Mountain, play a Mountain, play Eidolon. Fun fact about Eidolon, it's a legal target for Nahiri's downtick, even if it is untapped. Okay, so opponent starts by making a Bitter Blossom token because they have to. Okay, opponent exiles Glorybringer, plays a Rekindling Phoenix, and attacks for 1. We untap. We draw a Mountain, and I think we're going to go ahead and scoop it up. So our opponent has quite a bit of self-damage. Don't think we have any adjustments, though. Actually, War and Peace might be fine here. War and Peace over... I actually think we probably put it in over Kiki. My opponent is playing red and white, so I suppose I should. Alright, we'll play first. The one-time Reflecting Pool is bad. Alright, this I can work with. We're going to be putting back Bedlam Reveler. Start Mana Confluence and Goblin Guide. This is a very fun police hand. Okay, go to combat. Attack with Guide. Opponent's got a Mizium Mortars on top of their deck. They play a mountain. We untap. We draw on Crop Crasher. So play an Earthshaker Kenra. Have him target himself. Go to combat. Opponent draws a Bloodstained Mire, which is good. Any life they lose off of their mana base is going to be good here. Looks like my opponent has a Bolt. Burst Lightning to take down Earthshaker Kenra. Okay. We would really like to draw land. Okay, opponent plays a Bloodstained Mire. Passes, we draw. Swamp, that is a land, technically. Play on Crop Crasher. Go to combat. Attack with everybody. Opponent reveals a Bitter Blossom. So opponent cracks Bloodstained Mire because they definitely don't want to draw Bitter Blossom. Not from this position. Okay. They get a Blood Crypt tapped. They play a Marsh Flats. Mizium Mortars to kill on Crop Crasher. We untap. Mountain would be nice. Chandra we can't actually play. So go to combat. Attack our opponent for 2. Take them to 8. They draw Field of Ruin. We're just going to hard cast a Bone Crusher Giant. I would have liked to use the Stomp mode, but I think this is the way to go. Opponent cracks Marsh Flats on their upkeep. Getting a Plains. Opponent plays a Dragon Skull Summit. This looks kind of like it might be an Ahiri. It is a Rotting Regisar. We get a Scalding Tarn. So play Tarn. Crack Tarn. Get a Mountain. Play Acolyte of Flame. Make tokens. I think we just attack with the tokens. If we attack with everybody, we can deal 4. Potentially. We have 2 in hand. But if we attack with everybody, they can just attack and kill Chandra after eating our biggest creature. No, they have stuff that loses them life. We just attack. Consequences be damned. Opponent draws a Plains. Goblin Guide's doing a pretty good job of drawing our opponent cards. They also have removal. That sucks. This opponent actually only takes 2 and goes to 5. Okay. At their upkeep, opponent discards Verdant Catacombs. They play Nahiri, the Harbinger. And then they play a Lava Claw Reaches. My opponent could just attack our face. They don't, though. They attack Chandra. We draw a Mountain. We're getting really close to Earthshaker Kenra. Go ahead and Forked Bolt. Shoot our opponent in the face. I have to play out the Mountain for the potential for Earthshaker Kenra, which sucks. I guess I should have held it in case of Searing Blaze, because Earthshaker Kenra doesn't make it through for multiple reasons. Opponent discards an Anguished Unmaking that they can no longer cast, or it would kill them. Okay, they play a Bedlam Reveler. If my opponent attacks with Rotting Regisar and doesn't have removal in hand, Earthshaker Kenra kills them. But we need to draw an untapped land. We take 7, go to 7. Okay, untapped mana. Nice. Play Mountain. Okay, no removal, please. Okay, opponent concedes. Fantastic. Last game. I don't think I'm going to make any adjustments. I'm actually going to restart Moto real quick. Okay, I think that's been handled. We'll go ahead and just submit now. Did Sword of War and Peace still be... Was that still in my sideboard? Did I not submit after that? Ugh. Lame. If this hand had a swamp in it, it would be amazing, but it doesn't, so we're not going to keep it. Opponent also mulligans to 6, which is beneficial. I'm going to put back Banefire. If my opponent has a hand with some early threats, double Searing Blaze is going to be very nice. Okay, opponent starts their own Goblin Guide. Draw Mana Confluence. And a Siege Gang Commander. Play a mountain, pass the turn. Okay, they play a mountain. We revealed a Fatal Push. So play a mountain and Searing Blaze. Moto runs so much smoother after the restart. Opponent plays a Mind Stone. We untap, we draw Carry Zev. Okay. So play Chandra. Make tokens. Attack for 2. Opponent plays a PNLR. We untap, we draw a mountain. So play a mountain. Play PNLR. Make some elementals. Go to combat. Attack for 2. Go ahead and Fatal Push PNLR. Pass the turn, exile our token. So next turn we could flashback Searing Blaze and then play Carry Zev, which would be pretty sweet. The -2 is not cast without paying mana cost. You still have to pay the mana cost. It just like gives the card flashback effectively. Opponent plays a Bloodstained Mire. Okay, they Shivan Fire the token. Okay, they attack Chandra, so she goes down to 3. They crack a Bloodstained Mire, play a Swamp, and a Pack Rat. Alright, well it's unfortunate that Chandra is going to have to die, but Pack Rat cannot be allowed to live. Play Mana Confluence, downtick on Searing Blaze. Searing Blaze hit our opponent and Pack Rat. Play Carry Zev. I guess I could have attacked first. No, actually I couldn't have. Play Soulscar. Pass the turn. Opponent can attack and kill Chandra this turn. And we're going to follow this up with a Siege Gang Commander. So down goes Chandra. Opponent plays a Rekindling Phoenix. We draw a Swift Spear. Play 1 CG Boy. Attack with Menace. Opponent blocks the token. They take 1, go to 9. Important not to miss any damage, though, if we can help it. Opponent plays a Dragon Skull Summit. They have a 1 card left in hand. If we could draw like a Forked Bolt, that'd be amazing. Untap. We draw Earthshaker Kenra, which is just about as good. Play Earthshaker. Say the Thopter can't block. Go to combat. And Flunge. As long as my opponent doesn't have Darkness, I think we're fine. For those of you that don't know, Darkness is fog, but black. Alright. We'll Siege Gang Commander our opponent. He bravely flings himself for the cause, leaving his lieutenants behind. Opponent draws a card off of Mind Stone and concedes. Nice! So we get ourselves a treasure chest and 150 play points. I now have enough qualifier points that I can actually do the mocks. So it's the first time that's happened in a long time. I've actually been getting like 30 to 35 the last few times, so not quite enough. So we get a Eternal Masters Vindicate, Colossus of Akros, and of course 5 play points. If you guys enjoyed Modern Cube and you want to see more Modern Cube, please let me know. I'm probably going to record a few of these, and I'm going to save them for days that I can't actually make my upload on my standard time. I do have an extended period of vacation that I plan on taking for about a month, and the plan is, like over the holidays and whatnot, the plan is to try and record enough Cube videos to put one up every day while I'm gone. And hopefully, Cube is a little bit more timeless than Constructed, and then we'll get right back to Constructed when I come back. I don't know exactly when I'll be gone and how long, but I have a niece that's due in January and I'm very excited to meet her. So it'll be probably around that time, and I have to make sure that I can quarantine, and so I can go home. And it's a 23-hour drive, and I have to take the dog, and it's going to be a whole big set of shenanigans. But anyway, please leave a like, drop a comment, and subscribe to the channel if you're so inclined. And remember, you can follow me on Twitch. Same username on Twitch as you find me here on YouTube. I stream Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. And I'll see you guys next time. You're all wonderful human beings. Bye!